God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Today being the 15th Sunday in ordinary time, we are faced with a situation that we are reminded of that time you went looking for something, you searched all around, well, you had it in your hands all the time. In our first reading from the book of Deuteronomy, we are reminded that we look for God all over. We search for Him everywhere, and we go looking for God in many places. But we forget to look in one obvious place, where He resides in our hearts, which is the highest seat of judgment, our conscience. When we look for God, we ought to look for Him inwardly rather than outwardly. Paul, in his letter to the Colossians, he reminds us that everything was created for God, and it was created by God. And Jesus is the invisible image, the visible image of the invisible God. And therefore Jesus becomes the image of God that human can perceive and that they can see. And therefore Jesus comes to remind human beings that from creation God wished that we, the human beings, have God at all times. That's why He gave us His own image and we became Imago Dei. Therefore God is always with us. We should look for Him because He is very near to us and in our mouth. The only thing we need to know is to know Him. And how do we know God? Jesus gives us a parable in the gospel today. The scribe asked Jesus, how do I inherit the kingdom of heaven? And then he goes on to say what is written, and he knows the law. We may know the law, but law is not enough. Doing the simple things of law is the most important thing. Helping that other person. Sometimes we become the robbers that even rob ourselves. We rob ourselves of peace, love, and the tranquility and serenity that surround us. Even in the environment, we rob from the environment, whereas we are robbing from ourselves. The same way with those we live with. How many people have we robbed of their happiness? How many people have we robbed of their peace? Let us, therefore, today, like the Good Samaritan, help others recover what they have lost. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.